Hey guys, what's up? Shadolance back for another review. Today I'm going to be doing the NX Rare M4A1 SOPMOD, possibly one of the most coveted assault rifles in the entire game, right alongside the M417's SB, I almost said CQB, and yeah, that'd be a GP gun, and the REC7 Rangers, and I guess you might even include the Autumn Valkyrie for some cases, but at any rate, this is the M4A1 SOPMOD, which stands for Special Operations Mod. Mod, I suppose, means modification, but at any rate, I don't start off the game playing super smart here, but I don't have a lot of footage for this gun for two reasons. One, there's not a whole lot to talk about the gun just in general. It's basically an M4A1 with a bunch of boosts that I'll go over in the review, obviously. But the other thing is, I'm going to be using this gun a lot, and you'll probably see some gameplay with it. You'll probably see it in quite a few clan wars from now on. However, it's probably one of the only assault rifles I use right now, just because it's so much fun to use, in my opinion. Now, I agree with Arctic Drop Shot in one sense that NX Rares take some of the fun out of the game, but just after playing with GP and underpowered NX weapons for so long, I feel like I have almost entitled myself to being able to use this, at least for a little while, before I get bored of it. Chances are I'll be bored of it within a couple of weeks, but that'll give me plenty of time to get good footage for it, so you guys will see plenty of footage, so I'm limiting the footage here. So sorry about taking so long to get into the review. I'm going to be starting with the stats today. It is a 30 of 90 clip magazine. I suggest an extended magazine 1. There is a statistically, the damage is 40, the portability is 66, the rate of fire is 74, accuracy is 80, and recoil is 63. Now off the bat, you should notice the damage is already quite high for an assault rifle. Most typically have a slightly below 40 damage, usually between 37, 41 is normal, so 40 is on the higher end. But the thing is that this gun can be customized, like all the other M4A1 variants. That means that the damage goes to 43, which is phenomenal, and the damage drop-off in this gun is incredibly low. It's actually lower than the Autumn Valkyrie, so if you can imagine that, that's a G36 variant right there, and this has lower damage drop-off. The portability stays at 66. Rate of fire goes to 77. That's reaching the lowest end of SMGs. Like, lowest end of SMGs, because a lot of those are typically around low 80s, 82, 83. 77 is barely 5 points off. That's a very fast fire rate for that kind of damage. That's possibly the highest damage per fire rate ratio in the game. It's a very fast killer, and I'm talking about, like, this is rivaling the damage per fire rate ratio of the minigun in the dual Scorpions, and this is something that is as accurate as 80. Now, you can boost the 80 to 83 accuracy, but that will also increase your recoil to 66, which I've tried on some other accounts that I've been allowed to use, and guns that I picked up where the thing has been customized, and the recoil really does actually have kind of a difference between those 3 points. So what I suggest you do is only increase the rate of fire and the damage, and leave the accuracy at 80, which is already phenomenal for a spraying assault rifle like this. Let me quickly compare this to the GP Rare variant, which is what most people use for the M4A1 series, because usually on the lower end, people aren't going to be using the M4A1, they're going to be using the M416, and since the M416 camo is so high ranked, most people rely on the M4A1 CQBR more often, so I'm going to do some comparisons to that real fast. And the M4A1 CQBR is customizable as well. So it has a base damage of 38, portability 65, rate of fire 74, accuracy of 80, and recoil of 62. So when fully customized, that thing has a damage of 41 and a rate of fire of 77. The 77 is the same as the SOPMOD, but the 41 is still 2 points lower, and the damage drop-off is worse. It's not as good. Also, I think I may have forgotten to mention this already, but outside of the obvious camo on the SOPMOD, it also has a silencer. So that silencer is also quite, useful. It's actually a very quiet silencer too. I was surprised when I first used the gun. When I used it like the first week it came out, and I was like, oh, it's just a silencer. It's going to be still relatively easy to hear at closer distances. But I was very surprised at how quiet the gun actually is. And also, one thing that surprises me is although it has the silencer on it, it's still a very, very short gun. It doesn't stick through a lot of things. The only downside to this gun, and I call this a downside, is that you can't choose what kind of scope you could put on it. I feel like this gun could be very successful with an ACOG scope because with the low recoil, you could still spray it relatively accurately with an ACOG, but the ACOG would obviously be helpful for the slightly higher magnification zoom, and it is slightly higher actually, I've tested that, and also, it actually is slightly higher. I did some tests with it earlier. I might make a video of that now that I think about it, but it also would help with tap firing, as I may have mentioned earlier. It's a little harder to tap fire with the iTech, because if you zoom in and out really, really fast with the iTech scope, you'll see that the center of the reticle isn't exactly on the center of the spread, and the spread is the true accuracy, not the scope itself, just so you guys know that. Now, what is nice about the M4A1 SOPMOD is you can still put a magazine on it. Like I said earlier, I highly suggest you put on an extended magazine 1. The fire rate being high has an upside that you can kill quickly, but the downside is you're likely to waste some ammo, especially if you're inaccurate, which means that I highly suggest you put an extended magazine 1 to maintain the same clip size of 40. You will get 3 clip sizes of 40 instead of 4 30s. Now, if you know you're an accurate person, the reload's relatively fast. It's not lightning, but it's not slow by any means. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. So I would definitely hold up with that. And all in all, this gun is incredibly easy to use. Anyone can pick up this gun and be good with it almost immediately. It's just overall an easy to kill with weapon. It's easy to use. I'm going to be using it for a while because, like I said earlier, I feel like I've earned the right to use it for a little while. But after a while, I am going to lean towards my Autumn Valkyrie and P90 TR more often because those are the guns I use for competitive gameplay. I'm considering trying to go L9 hardcore for a while, run around with my Black Magnum and then either my Gile or my L9 Classic, maybe with an S1 suppressor. I'm thinking between those I may have better luck, so I may be trying some of those out for a while. But my review time is drawing to a close here. Thank you guys for all subscribing to my new channel. I really appreciate all that. It's been helping me out a lot. And also kind of bear with me here because my voice is kind of weird right now. My nose is all stuffy, so... also, I forgot to mention, you can get this gun out of the Mist Echo in Quebec, and theoretically out of the Mist N before it went off, you know, yeah. Also, it went on sale in December. That's how I got this thing for permanent, so I love the SOPMOD. I already had my Black Magnum for permanent, but, you know, didn't really need that. I got it from my other account, though, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this review. I know I dragged this on a little bit longer than I intended to. Thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and the big thing is subscribe. Thank you. Shadolance out.
You know what? Given the intelligence of the people who watch this show, this is probably a good thing to teach. Because my guess is when they're not trying to operate heavy machinery with their butt cheeks, they're probably trying to do something stupid like this. I mean, what else could you possibly teach that would be as stupid as that?
Even you can learn something from a sloth.
Fuck this show!